So, did you face any type of racism in your high school, or any type of privilege or non-privilege that you think happened during your high school years
I did
or school
not
years in general?
face racism in my high school years because most city kids are black, just
Mm-hmm.
being honest, and we're all the same. So
Mm-hmm.
no, um,
You had no diversity within your school.
it was some like some Hispanics.
Mm-hmm.
It was a couple white people. Honestly, maybe like one or two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was mostly black and like Hispanic, mostly minorities.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and it was an all girls school.
Okay.
So I didn't face any racism in my school.
So the school had, so it was all girls' school, and you were mostly, you said you were the prominent race there. Do you believe that this had any impact on your education?
No, we
No.
had male teachers.
Oh, okay.
We had some male teachers, some female teachers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that compared to the county, of course, our education. I think that I went to one of the better city schools,
Mm-hmm.
and that our education was, if not equal, a little bit lesser
Mm-hmm.
than that given to the county children. But and that's just because it was one of the better city schools.
Mm-hmm.
Had it been somewhere else, I think that my education would have lacked a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
Where did you go to school?
I went to Western High School.
Western High School. Okay. And was that your school in the district, or was this a school you had to go to, like on a bus, or what?
I had to go there on the bus.
Okay. So this was in your district school, like.
In no, in the city you don't go to like your district school.
Mm-hmm.
Most parents send their children to schools that are close, of course, but
Yeah.
when you're going to high school, you have to basically take placement tests, and
Oh, okay.
according to your uh, like composition number or something like that.
Yeah.
That depends on like what schools you're eligible to get into.
Mm-hmm.
So my school, along with some others had higher numbers that you had to get. So
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get
Mm-hmm.
into basically any school that I wanted to.
To me, that's another way you can say right there that you went through an upward mobility, that you came from an area you believe that wasn't the best, but you
Right.
still made it for yourself, and you still had a great education. That's how you got here to Towson itself.
And those schools weren't always like in the best places in the city, but
Mm-hmm.
they were still considered.
Yeah.
Schools.
Well, that's good. And well, I kind of want to take time to wrap this up and ask you a question about all three. Well, technically four generations has been here, and for you, your mother, your grandmother, your grandmother's grandmother, do you all have one thing in common you wish that can change within Baltimore?
I would probably say racism.
Why?
I think that it's not just an issue in Baltimore, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's an issue everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that as the world is evolving, people are evolving too, and
Mm-hmm.
the way situations and circumstances should be handled should be differently. I
Mm-hmm.
think that back then it might have been okay to, well, of course it's never okay for us, but it might have been okay for whites to look at black people as inferior to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's okay now, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that as the world moves, people need to get out of that mindset and realize that we're equal now, and we always have been equal,
Mm-hmm.
and we can do things just as well as they can.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a really good point. I did want to wrap this up, but talking about racism, I remember you had the Baltimore movement. Was it, I believe, last year or the year before, where it was actually a riot where people went down the streets and they were vandalizing and screaming and yelling, and they wanted equality. Do you believe that's a way to get equality?
No, I don't think that violence is a way to get attention, to get positive attention. You can't fight fire with fire. If
Mm-hmm.
you're facing racism, of course you would want to lash out because
Mm-hmm.
of the hatred that they're showing towards you. Of course you're going to be angry, but I think that they need to realize that we have a right to be angry
Mm-hmm.
because the way we have been treated and the way we're continuing to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that you should just simply kill them with kindness and show them that you can't get to me, and let that be the answer.
That's good. Well, Victoria Webb, thank you so much for doing this interview. It is truly appreciated. And Be More thanks you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.